For the first time ever, Revolution Pro Wrestling was in Bradford this past Saturday for one of the major stops on the road to Wembley. Summer Sizzler 2026, and a chance for Leon Slater to win the undisputed British Heavyweight Championship in his home city. The afternoon began with tag team competition. The undisputed British Cruiserweight Champion Leighton Buzzard teaming with Josh Holly of Top Tier to take on two of the three Flying Bryant brothers, Leland, and the man who is the number one contender for Buzzard's Cruiserweight Championship, Nino Bryant. James Ellis was notably absent in Bradford after claiming to have had his arm broken by the other Bryant brother, Xander. Buzzard and Holly thought that they would have free range to deploy their typical cheating tactics, but by now the Bryants are getting wise to those tactics. The plans backfiring as the Flying Bryants picking up the win in tag team action, and a confidence-boosting pinfall for Nino Bryant as he heads to Wembley to challenge for that undisputed British Cruiserweight Championship. It was going to be a big afternoon for all of the Slater Dojo, who were looking for a clean sweep by winning all three of their matches at Summer Sizzler, the first of which saw the junior member of the group, HMD, in singles action against RPD, making his singles debut in RevPro. Liam Slater handing a chain to HMD, who then concealed it under his wrist tape. Big right hand from HMD knocked out RPD, and 3 seconds later, Slater Dojo picking up their first win of the day. Headed into Bradford, the undisputed British Women's Champion Alexis Falcon had been told that she would have to defend the championship 3 weeks in a row if she wants to clear her path to Wembley. The first of those 3 title defenses was at Summer Sizzler against the debuting Holly Barlow. And ultimately it was Falcon who got the victory via the off with her head. But Falcon wasn't done, continuing the assault on Barlow after the bell until it was interrupted by Lucy Sky. So Lucy Sky coming to the aid of Holly Barlow, really announcing her arrival on the scene here in RevPro. But for Alexis Falcon, it's 1 defense done, 2 to go on her road to Wembley. The second of those will be at the Women's Grand Prix this coming Saturday in Wolverhampton. 1 week prior to Bradford, when we were in Sheffield, Leon Cage had been partly responsible inadvertently for the eliminations of both Connor Mills and Jay Joshua in the 10-man Revolution tag match. That provoked a showdown one-on-one in Bradford between Joshua and Cage. Cage showing his typical tenacity at multiple moments where it seemed as though Joshua would inevitably pick up the win, and that tenacity in the end paying off for Leon Cage. A great counter from the Futurist into a pinning predicament, getting the shoulders of Jay Joshua down on the canvas for the 1, 2, 3. Even Cage himself couldn't quite believe what he had just accomplished, the biggest win of his career. He offered a handshake to Joshua afterwards. Joshua, though, frustrated, shoved Cage down to the canvas and then walked away. Having exchanged victories against each other in May, this was kind of a decider between Samuels and Doris as they went one-on-one at Summer Sizzler. An ill-tempered contest from the very beginning, but Samuels was able to get the better of it after removing the padding from one of the turnbuckles. Then with the referee distracted, sent Doris face first into the exposed turnbuckle, not once but twice. Doris was completely unconscious. Samuels then locked in the Butcher's Hook submission, and Samuels stealing the win over the man from the 0-1-2-1. Next up, the second of 3 matches in the afternoon for the Slater Dojo. The head coach, Liam Slater, in action against one half of the Young Guns, Luke Jacobs. Jacobs, no doubt, with a lot on his mind as the injury status of his partner, Ethan Allen, remained uncertain. Liam, for his part, had seen fit to mock that uncertainty the previous week in Sheffield. Jacobs, therefore, was enraged. And for Liam Slater, that was an opening as they went one-on-one. Slater struck Jacobs with the chain and then hooked in a submission for the second match in a row, referee calling a victory for Liam Slater. On an afternoon when plenty of grudges were being settled, the next one was one of the longest running in RevPro. That between JJ Gale and David Francisco. The 2 men attached to each other at the wrist by that strap. And at one point, it seemed as though Francisco could have had the match won, but he took too long showboating. JJ Gale was able to work his way back into it, and then a flurry of offense from Gale ensued. The Gale Force, and then touching all 4 turnbuckles, JJ Gale getting the win he so desperately wanted over David Francisco. But Gale was not given any kind of time in which to celebrate, because just moments after that victory, a shocking return on the part of TK Cooper clearly picked his moment when Gale was at his most vulnerable and launched an assault as Cooper announced his return to Revolution Pro Wrestling after months away. So to our main event and a homecoming for the youngest in charge, Leon Slater. For the undisputed British heavyweight champion Michael Oku, it was a case of walking into the lion's den. This one defense would be enough to clear the path for him to Wembley. As the match progressed, the youngest in charge ascended to the top rope, where he would hit the Swanton 450, and Leon Slater became the undisputed British heavyweight champion, or so it seemed, because upon review, referee Oscar Harding noticed that the leg of Oku had been under the bottom rope, and the reason it had been there was because Liam Slater had grabbed that leg, apparently to try and hold it down and to give Leon Slater a further advantage. Heartbreakingly then, for Leon Slater, the match was restarted, and with the referee's attention distracted, it was Oku instead who used the metal chain. Oku knocked out Slater, quickly secured the pinfall, and somehow escaped Bradford, still the undisputed British heavyweight champion. Afterwards, Leon Slater was almost inconsolable, but shockingly, it looked as though Liam Slater was about to attack him. Thankfully, Leon saw it coming, struck down Liam, struck down HMD as well, and the relationship between Leon Slater and the man who trained him, his mentor Liam, apparently coming to an end in the most dramatic of circumstances in Bradford. All of this, though, obviously leaves a huge amount of questions. Were Liam Slater's actions during the match premeditated? What now for Leon Slater? And what kind of mindset will Michael Oku be in? Now his path to Wembley is clear. His match against Connor Mills for the undisputed British heavyweight title confirmed. All of those questions, I'm sure, will be answered in the weeks to come. But coming this week, first of all, Saturday, we are in Wolverhampton for the Women's Grand Prix. Then Sunday, live in Coventry. Make sure you join us for a West Midlands weekender. But in the meantime, I've been Dave Bradshaw, and this was your RevPro Recap.